This is a story from when my grandmother was in her 20s. She is now in her 80s, but has surprisingly beautiful skin. Whenever I complimented her on her beautiful skin, she would tell me this chilling story. Now, let's narrate the story from my grandmother's perspective. In my early 20s, I worked as a maid in a grand mansion of a wealthy family. There were a total of 5 maids, and I was the youngest when I first started. However, all the maids working there had pale skin and looked sickly. At first, I didn't think much of it and brushed it off, but as time went on, things started getting stranger. The maids would collapse one by one every day, and I could clearly sense that something was happening to them, but they wouldn't say anything to me. Then, one day, the lady of the house called me into the shower room. When I went inside, I was so shocked I almost fell backward. She was bathing in a bathtub filled with red liquid. The smell of blood from that moment is still vivid in my memory. She quietly said, "Shall I reveal the secret to my beauty?" By the way, she was in her 50s at the time, but had an unbelievably youthful face. She asked me to come closer, and from within the bathtub, she took out a syringe and pierced it into my arm, drawing blood. I tried to resist, but I was too scared to move. She took my blood and sprayed it all over her body, all the while exclaiming in admiration, "Ah, it's refreshing." Then she looked into my eyes and said, "I'll double your salary this month. Come to the bathroom again next week." I couldn't muster a response. As I hesitated, she held the syringe close to my neck and asked, "Should I finish it all today?" I had no choice but to agree. I wanted to run away, but I couldn't refuse the large sum of money she was offering. At that time, my family was very poor, and I couldn't earn that much money anywhere else. Eventually, I continued to give her my blood periodically. She said that many rich people were taking blood baths, so she wasn't the only one doing it. However, one day, she was found dead in the bathtub. The police arrived with the screams of the maids, and when they saw her body was blue, and the police said that there was not a drop of blood left in her entire body. There were dozens of holes punctured all over her body, and it was speculated that someone had drained all her blood at once. Strangely, police never found the culprit. No evidence was discovered whatsoever. Of course, all the maids had alibis. After that, the case of her death remained unsolved. To this day, nobody knows who killed her. But you know, I actually know the answer. I was the last person she called into the bathroom before she died.